Hello and welcome to the Ivan Show. I'm Ivan Tukudane. Today on this episode, I host one of the most celebrated female journalists in Uganda, Miss Lauryn Kazimoto. Lauryn, welcome to the show and thanks so much for allowing to speak to us.
Thank you so much, Ivan, for having me on the show today.
So thank you. Great. Lauryn, I want us to, many people who see you on TV, many people who see you in your field of excellency, they always wonder the life of infancy you lived. You help us and paint a picture for us how you lived your child. How was your child life?
Oh, thank you, Ivan. Well, personally, my child life I was a quiet child. I know there are many who will dispute that, but I was actually a quiet child. I was very shy. And also a child who, my siblings looked up to. I'm a firstborn, thus my name Masika.
Oh.
Yes, Masika in my homeland, Kasese, actually means firstborn girl. And firstborn, born without, not born without one of the grandparents. Yeah, something like that. So growing up and being a firstborn was quite hard. I was always the first one to be punished. I was always the first one to greet the visitors. I was always the first in in so many, of course, first to go to secondary school, first to go to university. But basically growing up, I was a very quiet child, but I felt like I had so much expectations.
So how did your parents perceive the birth of a first girl child? Were they happy? Because this question is something that you may not know because also you are still young.
Yes.
But I think growing up, you came to know how they perceived after giving birth to a firstborn who is a girl.
Well, I must say that they were very happy. Obviously, having a girl child, they usually say if you have a firstborn and it's a girl, that's a super blessing. Yeah? Imagine you're the first person to open the womb and you're a girl. That's definitely
And
a blessing.
maybe they expected dowry at the later
yes,
stage.
of course. So I know this is sukari. Yes. So I'm from a family of 6 children. I'm the first of 5 girls. We have only one brother, and my brother follows me, and then the rest are girls. So you can imagine the a household full of girls.
So when do you start the school?
I started school in let me see. My kindergarten really started in Moscow because my father was a country diplomat.
Yes.
Yeah, back then. Then we came to Uganda around, I think, 93. And then I started at, what's the name of the school? There's a nursery school up here. I think it's All Saints. I think. But then P1 I went to Shimoni Demonstration School when it was still at Kingdom, the old Shimoni. Then I moved on to Kitante Primary School, then went to Naguru Hill Preparatory Primary School where I sat my P7, joined Our Lady of Good Counsel in Gayaza for my S1 and S2. Actually before that I think I joined a bit of St. Lawrence for about one or 2 weeks, I think.
Before we go to secondary level, I can realize that you are a planned kid, because even in your childhood you managed to be on aeroplane.
Yes.
Some of us it is still a dream come true. So in your primary and in your primary life, how was your primary school life there? Did you occupy some positions as a prefect? How was the performance? How were teachers treating you? Because you were not a daughter of an everyday man, country diplomat. You are a planned kid.
I wouldn't say that, because I studied just I think either kindergarten or daycare. Daddy, you can correct me.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just studied a bit of kindergarten, and there. Russia is a different, it's a different surrounding.
Yes.
That's the time, of course, not so many black people were there. I don't really remember any bit of maybe a bit of segregation at the time, to be honest, because I was a child, so I really wouldn't understand all that. But being a child to a country diplomat, it was a normal thing, because there were other kids, there were other black kids, because the block that we stayed in, there were other black kids staying there, so it wasn't really that lonely at the time. Even here, I mean, even when I studied here in Uganda, though in Kitante, at the time we studied with foreigners, Nigerians, Koreans. It was still really, really mixed with foreigners in there. Still, the majority were black kids, so it was really still the same norm. I didn't stand for any post until I was in P7. I tried to stand for head girl, but since I was a new kid in the school at the time, I didn't pass, because kids didn't know me. Teachers were not quite sure about me, and I understand, even until now I understand that.
And I think, don't you think one of the reasons why you didn't go through it because you were not used to African conditions? Maybe you had that international lifestyle?
Not at all, Ivan. I mean, I interacted mostly with, African kids, and from the time that my dad was in Russia, we came back in 93. So it gave me more time. I sat my P7 in the year 2000. So I mean, all that time I've been in Ugandan schools, which I got used to, and I don't think there was a bit of that bit of.
Did you have nickname in your primary?
In my primary school? No, I didn't have it. I was a very quiet child.
I want to understand the experience you had with the international students, because even when you came to Uganda, I realized that you were having Nigerians, people outside Uganda, and you were from Russia on a different continent. So I would love to know your experience with international students compared to our Ugandans who grow on eating cassava, potatoes.
Well, it was still the same to me. Okay, for me, it's all about upbringing. I was brought up to love my home. I was brought up to love, where I come from. So, to be honest, I interacted with, be it a Ugandan child, be it an international child, the same way. Obviously, there was that bit of grouping in schools, whereby the Nigerians would group themselves, lunchtime mostly, or break time. The Koreans would sit somewhere, they would not eat our school food, because for them they used to pack their own food. And I mean, you wouldn't blame them, because who wants to eat food that they are not used to?
Yes.
Yeah, so there was just that bit. But when it came to schoolwork, whether what or what, we always were in the same, we were all the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you finish your primary. How did you perform at your primary 7?
Well, primary 7, of course, I got a division 1. I got aggregates 10. Yes, in my primary 7. And then, of course, I mean, hey, it's understandable. Every parent wants their child to get 4.
Definitely.
Yeah? But not everybody can get a 4.
Yes.
So yes, I finished my P7 with aggregates 10.
Aggregates 10. That is a very good division. So were you happy or disappointed with the results? You expected the fund, you got a 10.
Of course, I was disappointed that I didn't get a 4. But looking at my grades, that wasn't my caliber. I was looking into maybe at least I wanted a 1-digit aggregate.
Yes.
Like if it's from 4 to 9.
9. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. But then I got a 10.
So how did parents feel about your?
Well, being the firstborn, they're like, oh, maybe you should have done better, but they didn't really poke me so much about it. They're like, okay, let's move.
Were you in a day school or boarding?
Yes, I was in a day school. My dad always dropped us every morning while he went to work. He worked at Foreign Affairs. Yeah, at the time.
So did you find any hurdles with your parents during primary? You find you are putting ropes here and there. Did it ever happen?
No, not really. The only thing is that I had a very stubborn brother.
Yes.
So usually I would get in trouble because of him. And being a firstborn, obviously, you know those things. If you're a firstborn, they always like, but you should look after so-and-so. You should look after your brothers. You should look after your sisters.
You have to draw an example.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm the one who'd say, guys, you collect all my siblings. We're going home in the evening. And then we'd move from Kitante to, we used to stay in Tinda at the time. So I was like the leader.
Oh, you were the head girl of your family.
Of my family.
After failing at school, you said, let me become the head girl.
Exactly. Let me be your head girl.
Okay, we finished now P7, we go to secondary.
Yes.
Yes, where do we start from?
Well, I started off, I mean, in primary school, I had, you know how kids are. You have hair, you want to go to school that has hair. I went to St. Lawrence Horizon campus, but I was there for a very short time. Eventually, my father said, you know what? No, you won't read. And he moved me to Our Lady of Good Counsel in Gayaza for my S1 and S2.
Wait, did you, I forgot to ask you something at P7. You joined St. Lawrence and later on Our Lady of Good Counsel.
Yes.
Had you filled them as your priorities at P7?
No, at the time, I had so much of expectations for myself. I put Gaza High. You know, those schools that they always tell you to put.
Yes.
Gaza High, Nabingo, Zambia Girls. You know, all those schools, but none of the schools that I went to did I put in my...
Oh, so were you happy about St. Lawrence joining?
I was so excited. They told me I was among the pioneers joining St. Lawrence. I was super happy. Yeah, and I mean, I remember Mr. Muchibi telling me, you will love the school. And I did for the first 2 weeks. And then my father came abruptly. Morning lesson, I'm being called, Lauryn, come to the office. And I'm like, what have I done? And I get into the office and they're like, pack your things. I'm like, what did I do? So my dad, you know, I think his friends gave him like advice. No, there's a better school in Gayaza. It's called Our Lady of Good Counsel.
So you joined
I joined Our Lady of Good Counsel to complete my S1 and S2. From there, I was shifted because I got sickly. You know how it is in school life. Morning prep is not easy either.
It is one of the things I also always regretted.
Morning prep.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
So you're always a culprit.
I was always sickly because of that. So I moved from Our Lady of Good Counsel, then went to Mpoma Girls in Mukono.
Yes.
For my S3 and my S4. That's where I sat my UCE. And in
your ordinary level, did you occupy any prefectorial position?
Yes, I did. I stood for entertainment prefect then, but didn't go through. I think I stood for 2 posts.
At a go?
Yes.
Was it acceptable?
Yeah, it was. I stood for entertainment and I stood for Dom prefect.
Yes.
So entertainment I didn't get. I think I wasn't that fun then, but I got for Dom prefect.
Yes.
Yes. So I did have that post in my ordinary.
In your
level.
ordinary. Now, how did the prefectorial cabinet? How was the experience? You being part of prefects, and of course you are given, I think, special privileges.
Oh, it was good. It was a good feeling because I mean, you know, like you exempted maybe from morning prep. That was the favorite bit for me.
Yes.
Maybe we were given well, but that was after I handed over. We were given now a special place to sleep.
Yes.
Yeah, because usually now, like a dorm prefect, you have to sleep in the dorm that you had, and you have to. But I had my good corner. Comfort was there.
Yeah.
But you have to be like where you had. So and then monitor and things like that. It was a very good experience because it sharpened my people skills with
That was which year during your O-level?
That is 2003, 2004.
That is early 2000.
Yeah.
I want you to give me a picture of relationships with boys.
Oh, it was a girls' school.
It was a girls' school.
Yes.
But during our times, you find girls' school, they have the other single boys' school.
Yes.
They always write letter mails.
Yes.
They exchange. So I want to hear that experience.
Why do you want to bring trouble right now, Ivan? Oh, okay. So our school, we were allowed to do sosh. You remember? Did you have sosh in school?
Yes,
we call them socials or sosh.
Yes,
for short. And these were like just a bit of like interaction with the boys, and I mean, but that was only for candidate classes.
Yes.
Yes. So we had our year, I think, was the most praised year because we went with one of the big boys' schools at the time, Namilyango College. Yeah. They were like, "How did you scoop this school?" And it was quite interesting. Of course, being in a girls' school, man.
A lot of excitement.
A lot of unnecessary excitement.
Did you get a prom date?
Yes, I did. And it's so interesting that my prom date in S4 actually worked together at UBC. We interact like on a daily. Yeah.
So he's still here?
Yes, he is.
Because that's the question I was going asking. Are you still in touch
we are in touch. We work together. We work together.
Did you ever envision that your prom date would be your future husband?
No way.
Because at that stage,
yes,
we are still naive and young. So sometimes you may promise yourself heaven and earth.
With your prom date?
Yes.
No.
How was the experience during that time?
I've always been a shy girl, Ivan, so those things I was not there. I was more into, I was more into entertainment at school. I was like, actually, even up to now, I still even boast about it. I was like the belly dancer of the school, though I'm out of shape now. But then, my dear,
you're having waistline.
No, I had the waistline. But now, things have changed.
Okay.
So yeah,
we finished senior 4. Where do we join A-level?
So A-level, I went to Bugema SDA. It was a change, because moving from a Catholic school to like an all-round, a
secular school,
yeah, and then now moving to an Adventist school.
Yes,
that was a real shift.
A lot of
so because Adventists pray on Saturday.
On Saturday.
The other Christians pray on Sunday.
Yes.
So I had to shift my mindset of like every Friday, Saturday, we are in chapel.
Yes.
So that was maybe a bit of a shift for me.
Did you make a choice for yourself to join that A-level school, or it was dictated?
No, I actually chose the school because I got second division in my S4. I cannot remember the aggregates.
If you had scooped 8 in 8, you would be remembering.
Yeah, I cannot remember, but it was in second division.
Yes.
And yes, my parents were not that happy that that I'd performed that way. Like, hey, what happened? What? But S4 is hard. Me, I tell my kids, of course, we shall go there. I tell young people that do the best that you can. You don't have to be perfect. Yeah. And I usually also want to encourage parents, like, don't be too hard on your kids, because you'll be too hard on them, and by the time they don't get the results that you actually wanted them to get, something, it will turn out to be something else. But the good thing, you know, my parents usually brush things off like really quick. So I chose the school, said, no, look, go through the papers and pick a school that can allow your aggregates. And I did. I picked up Bugema and I said, and people also gave me like, you know, advice. Like, yeah, Bugema is a very good school. It's not bad. You know, you will survive. And it is a mixed school.
Now,
I got tired of single sex schools.
In your O-level sciences and arts, which subjects did you love and perform best?
I did arts. I did hell art in my A-level. Performing well, I did well in history and I think literature and art. Actually, history, art, literature, in that order. I was not a fan of economics. Banange numbers are not my thing.
But now I think you find out that in your old age you needed it most.
I did.
So how was your A-level experience, and did you also again participate in the prefectorial positions?
Yes, I did. A-level was quite different. You know, you're maturing. You have to act like a mature person.
Yes.
Then there are boys. How are you going to relate with boys in the school? All those things, I had to put them in mind. And the mere fact that I come from a Christian family, I needed to be alert, you know, when it came to those things of coupling. So in my A-level, I never coupled. I didn't. I had friends or people who were interested, but I never like engaged in it.
Because I understand everyone wants a classy woman, everyone wants a beautiful woman, of which you possessed. Up to now, you still possess them, those characters. Now, boys who used to come and approach you, how would you handle?
Hey. How would I handle?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I would honestly, I would look at the way, how do you perform in class? I would look at, were you among those who used to be caned every end of term, you know, or you are, you know, mediocre. Usually I would not really give such, you know, boys, I would interact with them, yes. I would be the messenger. Maybe I don't have a problem. Oh, take this to this person later. No problem. And I would take.
Yes.
But me receiving, I got so many proposals in school, but one that really stood out for me was getting a proposal from, I was in S6 and I got from an S5 boy, and I was like, my friend, you want to climb this tree or what? What's this?
I am above you.
Hey, like, what's this all about? So, but anyway, eventually, such people, I used to just make them my friends. Yeah. Politely turn you down and keep you in my circle as my friend. Because
in high school, normally girls don't look out for traits like academics like you used to do. They look out for those who are good in drama, those who are good in debating, those who stand out in certain curricular activities rather than academics. So it means you are so different.
No, I was different. I looked at your books. How are you? Can you help me? If you can't, then
we were our target friend.
Exactly.
I go with you, but I benefit.
Exactly.
Here. Okay. So how was the welfare during your high school? Were you always well loaded financially, or you used to feed on school kaunga? Of course, I fed on school
kaunga. My dad, the good thing about my dad is he's a very down-to-earth man. Charles Muhindo Kazimoto, that man, up to now, he has made me the person that I am today. That's why I keep on insisting, parents, upbringing of your children. You know, there are kids who they know their parents have a lot and they will show you that they have a lot. At that time, my father was working in Nairobi, Kenya, still under Ministry of Foreign Affairs, country diplomat, for 6 years. So from senior 1 up to senior 6, my father was in Kenya. And I was studying in Uganda, but going for holidays in Kenya. My dad, he would try to visit, because I was not usually visited by my parents because they were in Kenya. Once in a while he would come and surprise and then visit.
Yes.
And also welfare-wise, he was a humble man, so he made me humble. He's like, Lauryn, 20,000. And you know, then in 2005, it was
a lot of money.
It was relatively a lot. It would take you through until maybe VD. Yes, so he would give me 20,000, 25,000, or 30,000 in the beginning of the term because I was the oldest.
Yes.
So my other siblings would get now below 30.
Below 30.
Yes. So he taught me to appreciate what the little I have. And he always told me, and I always tell my children even now, he says, if you don't have something, you don't need it. So this thing where kids, no, I need that toy, I need, you know, I want it. Things like that, I never used to.
Actually, when you talk about that, I get a question. You see, the generation of nowadays, kids are too demanding on materialistic things. Who is to blame?
The internet. I will take it down to upbringing, because usually parents today, they look at how they grew up or the kind of lifestyle that they had growing up, and they usually say, you know what, I don't want my child to go through the same thing that I went through as a child. So they'll spoil their children.
Okay.
Say, I didn't have this as a child, let me give it to my child. You know, so I would say it's parents, obviously.
I want to look at the aspect of phones in schools. Before we dive to university life, I want us to look at your high school and with this smartphone era. I think then it was not yet as today. So did you ever have a phone at school or friends? How would you?
I did have a phone, but for a very short time. The mere fact that my father was working in Nairobi, he needed to also check on me. Okay. You know, and since now I was a candidate, I'm the firstborn, I'm the one sitting S6 this year, his first child, so he needed to once in a while encourage me. Yes. Because sometimes I would not be visited. Most times I was not visited by my parents. I would be visited by like well-wishers, and you know, well-wishers who come and visit you, sometimes they come empty-handed, and you feel so bad. Like kids have grab, and for you, and yet your father works in Kenya. Yes. So he bought me a phone just to check on me. To ease the communication. Yes, to try to ease and it wasn't even a smartphone, it was these button phones. But unfortunately, one night as we're having night prep, someone came and stole the phone from where I used to keep it or used to hide it, because they were not even allowed in school. But the mere fact of Bugema, we used to study with also foreigners, the Kenyans and Tanzanians loved that school. So they also had phones to communicate with their parents. Yes. So. All right. Now, did your friends at school and the school administration know about the status of your parents? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No, they didn't. Okay. Yeah. So then, when parents are, for example, your father, when he used to come at school, did he ever engage the administration or the teachers that used to teach you? Yeah. He would. I mean, my dad, like, he's a very down-to-earth man. He would just come as a normal parent, and yes, said, I'm the father to Lauryn. Were you happy with how he behaved? Because you see, sometimes when you are a daughter of such a powerful parent, being a country diplomat is not an everyday thing. To me, it was everyday. To me, he was an everyday man. Because now in the streets of Kampala, like in Kololo, when a car of a country diplomat passes, really you recognize the power and that respect. So God, I'm imagining the power of respect your father had. No, not my dad. My dad drove himself. I'll let you know on that. He never. Okay. Yeah, in Nairobi, yes, he was driven. But whenever he would come to Uganda, he would drive himself. He would keep it low. Yeah, very low key.
Okay.
Yeah, very low key.
And that one I can testify with you. At least for the time I've known you, you have been a very down-to-earth woman.
Yes.
We finished senior 6. How did you perform at senior 6?
You want my answer?
No, I may not get exactly the points, but
Yes. I did relatively well. The
This
mere
time
fact I had, okay, you know, my secondary school life was just filled with a lot of space when it came to my parents. You know, when you don't see your parents all the time, you have
Yes.
there's that bit of void. Mostly when it came to VDs, that was the most stressful time for me. All through my 6 years in school. In
they
high
never
school.
visited you on that door visitation.
They not on the dot of visitation.
They
would
could
visit
come
you
in normal
on-
days.
On another day. So that bit kind of worked on me a bit. You know, just feeling lonely on such days, and then, well, okay, you know, you move on with life. with
But I
school.
think it would be a very good opportunity for you to have a boyfriend then
Ah,
that would
pana.
visit you on that
On
day.
that visitation day?
Yes.
Who is also broke? No way. No way.
Oh.
No, I didn't really see that.
I remember your years, I think you are still carrying on with 4 principal passes.
Yes.
So from senior 6, you performed with good grades
Yeah.
to take you to campus.
Yes, absolutely.
And you are not disappointed with the grades you
Oh
got
no,
this time.
I was okay with it. I was confident. I said, yeah, and at that time, as I knew what I wanted to do at university, and that's why even I took the hell art, because it's an art kind of.
Actually, before
Course.
going to campus, I want you to paint for me a picture of your career, how you foresaw whom you want to be. Did you ever think about journalism?
Yes, I did, but that was in my Essex back.
Okay.
Yeah. My dad wanted me to do like business administration, public administration, those kind of courses. But when I was in my Essex back, you know, in your idol, you have a lot of free time. You're listening to music, you're listening to, you're
Where
watching
did you spend
television.
your vacation from?
I spent my vacation partly in Nairobi. Actually, that's the time I got whiff of like, I need to do radio. I was in Essex back in Nairobi, and I used to listen to a radio station called Kiss 100. So funny that it's also now here in Uganda, but Kiss 100 on, is it Kiss FM? Something Kiss. I used to listen to that radio station in my free time. And I was like, whoa. And, you know, I would imitate the person in my room, talking to myself in the bedroom. And I said, I need to do mass communication.
So it became part of you.
Yes. So even when we moved, finally, my dad's contract ended and moved back to Uganda, I took it up upon myself. Now there was a radio station here in Uganda called Hot 100. Had just come, guys were vibing. I was like, I need to go there. And when they just pointed to me, that's Hot 100. I said, okay. And it was near home. Got my daddy, I want to go to this radio station. I just want to go and visit. And actually, they had a competition, I think, So You Think You're Hot competition. And I said, I can go and do this. Let me go. And it's like, are you going to sing? No, I'm not going to sing. I'm going to do radio.
So far, I realized that you spent a lot of time with your father. How was the life with your mother?
No, it was perfect. It was perfect.
Because
No
everything I
offense.
hear you engaging your father, I'm wondering,
It
I know
was
girls are normally on mother's side.
Yes.
But for it's different.
Firstborn things. No, my relationship with my mom was also perfect. Though she was both of them, oh my God, they're both disciplinarians. I really enjoyed canes from both of them. But since I knew that daddy was the one who pays the fees, daddy's the one who gives transport money, he's
Yes.
the one I would really engage
Was your
with.
mother working?
Yes, she did. She used to have a powerful salon in Wandegea. Back in the day, before it changed, now Wandegea
yes.
has changed. But back in the day,
Yes.
when I was still in primary school, she used
So
to
whoever wanted to pray it really
was in Grace Grace Beauty Salon back then in the late 90s.
So, if I may ask, when your father shifted to Nairobi, Kenya for work, did your home in Kampala remain, or you sold off and left?
Relocated. No, our home was still there because he also would come for holiday. So where would he, and he used to come for Christmas, so he would always come to our home in Ntinda.
Okay, so your home was in Ntinda and your village home is Kasese.
Kasese.
How often do you go to your village? How often?
How often do I right now?
Yes. Even back then?
Back then, every Christmas we were there.
In Kasese?
Every Christmas we were always in Kasese.
Okay.
Whether what or what. Now it's quite different because, you know, some people have different programs and things like that. But
and now they no longer even a draw program for you.
Exactly. So, but I do go. I do go to Kasese from time to time.
Oh, okay. So we joined university.
Yes.
At senior 6, which universities did you feel?
My first choice was actually, obviously Makerere.
Makerere, because I was going to wonder how you felt.
Everybody
Yes.
had to fill in Makerere
Yes.
because it had the course that I wanted to do, mass communication. So I filled in, I think, Makerere for, I don't remember the course, but I remember filling Makerere. And I guess I just filled in Chambogo just.
Okay.
I don't even remember how many universities we had to fill in. You know, it's been so many years, so I can't remember.
You
those
finished
things.
senior 6 which year?
2006.
2006. Now you joined. So where did you join for your
I
university?
finally joined UCU Mukono in 2007 under the Bachelor of Arts in Mass Communication.
Had you applied for it?
Yes, I did, and I got a spot.
Okay.
Yeah, with very much ease.
Now, I want to be schooled how you change your mind from going to Makerere then to UCU. Yet Makerere was one of the best universities then.
Yes.
Even now, actually, I think
Yes.
it's still one of the best.
Yes. That was basically because of, you know, the constant strikes, students striking and all that.
Yes.
But my personal reason for
Yes.
moving from Makerere to UCU is because I got tired of staying home. I wanted a further university where I can now finally be an independent individual and, try to explore the world by myself. Yeah.
Okay, then you join now UCU in your year 1. Did you sleep in, because one of the principles I know about UCU, they are also somehow strict like high schools. It is not like Makerere where they don't know how you have eaten, where you have slept, whether you have attended lectures. So how did you sleep inside? Did you rent or outside the university?
I was outside, but in my first year, it was still out, but still under the university. So they would pick us up, they would, make us food, bring us food. Yeah, things like that.
Okay. So you go for your first year with a lot of excitement. You are from high school, you have joined the university, now you are a campusser. So
It feels good, eh? Feels good to be called a campusser.
okay, so how was your experience in first year?
First year, I was excited, obviously. Being in university is just like being in high school because you don't stay with your parents, you're at school.
Yes.
So it was more like a boarding school. Yeah.
But at least you have that freedom.
But you have the freedom
Yes.
to do what you want.
Yes.
But we had curfew, of course. First year had a lot of curfew. It's second year where, yes, do whatever you want. You are the anchor of your life.
When you are going for your campus, which advice did your parents give you? Because I know now you are going in a free environment and therefore being a firstborn, I know one of the things they are always worried about was you getting pregnant.
Yeah.
When it is not yet time.
Yeah.
So how did they, commission you to go for university?
Obviously, my parents wanted to know where I sleep.
Themselves?
Yes. So they came to my room. That time, I think we were sleeping 3 girls in that room. And he was like, okay, you're going to sleep where? Here. Okay, fine. And then we all gathered in there, including my new roommates, held hands, we prayed. And my dad, of course, advised all of us, like, read. You came here to read. You didn't come here to make merry. So read. That's what I remember my dad.
Which religion do you subscribe to?
I'm a born-again Christian.
Even your parents, you found them when they were born again, or you changed later on?
Well, for my parents, that's a different story. But when I was born, they were born-again Christians.
They were born-again Christians?
Yes.
Also, you start your year 1, you finish year 2. Your experience in year 1 of, I want to still speak about relationships. I know it is always it is doable, but very hard.
Yeah.
Because of influence of friends,
Yes.
excitement from high school. How did you manage to, did you get a boyfriend right away in year 1?
No, you guys, let me tell you one thing. My father is a very strict man. I was not ready to have that lecture or to go down that road with him. So I had friends, many friends who were guys, but we never like engaged in a relationship kind of basis. They were there. The proposals, I'll not lie to you, they were there.
Yeah, because for us, we're always interested.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
They were there.
Yeah.
But I always had it in mind, Lauryn, don't mess up. Lauryn, don't mess up. So that's how I was able to keep myself through university.
But you also wanted it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course I would go out. I would go on dates. I went on so many dates, my dear. So many, let me take you out. I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. Let's go. Let me take you here. Friday night, I would, go.
Did you do the clubbing?
Yes, I did. And my parents will kill me. I did. I went out.
But did they ever think about you doing clubbing? Or
No.
They never expected it?
They never, but I did a lot.
The whole of your university life, you did not have a relationship?
Not a relationship that I can say, oh yes, this was my bae in campus. No.
You were a very strong woman.
It was very hard.
Do you think now in our times, is it doable?
No. It is. Okay, it's more, I think the mere fact that I interacted with so many people, and I would also see things happening to my friends, girls crying in the room, girls fighting in clubs. I was like, no, this is not my cup of tea. Yeah. So friendships, I would always keep them at bay.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So if you start saying I love you, I'm like, my friend. If you still want to be my friend, then keep the I love yous to yourself.
So academically, how do you find the course?
It was it was quite interesting because in UCU the syllabus was quite funny to me at the time, and in interacting with my maybe OBs and OGs who were in other universities, they'd be like, "What are you studying?" So we would have course units like New Testament, Old Testament. We would have mathematics in mass communication.
In journalism, in mass communication, yeah.
English composition. We had those courses, and they would tell you how will math help you in your journalism
in your
course.
Journalism, yes.
How is the New Testament going to? Of course, it being a Christian-based school,
yes,
Christian-founded school, they had to instill in all their students, which I thank the university for doing, because I know some people say that, oh, that place is only for maybe the crazy people, because they want to put their kids in order, so they put them in a school that's going to be a bit strict. Yes. Which I didn't really mind. I didn't mind the curfews, of course, and that was the only first year, really. So, but after second year, they would still encourage you and say, you know what, control yourself, The school also never allowed, pregnant students. So kids used to keep themselves, so that they never fell prey of having a pregnancy in the university. If they did, then you'd have a dead year.
Do you think it is still applying that rule?
I'm not I'm not sure. I don't know if that's
Which year did you join university?
2007.
2007. Your course was lasting for how many years?
For 3 years. My friends graduated in 2010, but I had retakes, which we'll get to.
Yes.
And then I finally graduated in 2012.
In 2012.
Yes, 2 years after my, classmates.
I think I'm liking the story, and you are being honest and your resilience.
Yeah.
Because most students at university, the moment they get retakes, they are finished.
Yes.
So I want to hear that story of
of getting retakes.
when you, yes.
Okay, so I was very fortunate to start working while I was at campus.
Yes.
Very fortunate. I thank God for that. So balancing the two was quite hard.
When did you start working?
I started working in 2008.
Where?
At Spirit FM.
Yes.
Then it was within the university, so it was kind of easy for me to skip some of my lectures and just go and do it,
Yes.
They used to, I think it used to be called the campus hour. Yeah, and it used to run in the time that I was having some lectures. So since I was like, this is what I'm doing anyway, or this is what I'm going to do anyway when I'm done with university. So let me give more time to.
How did you grab that opportunity? Don't be a motivational speaker. Be honest.
I'll be honest. Let me see. It was just like one of those one-offs. Like, come as a guest on the campus hour. There used to be a person who used to do that program, but was not a campus hour.
Okay.
So would say, please come and, be a guest on the program. Like, yeah. So I went, I took my English. And I Englished on the program, and they liked it. They were like, they kept on calling me, and eventually they gave me the program to do. That was in my second year in 2008.
So 2008 you start working.
Yes. So when the station...
Were you paid or you were just volunteering?
I wasn't paid. I wasn't paid.
So they were giving you a platform for you to practice your profession?
Yes.
Okay.
So from there, I just maybe forgot to tell you that I just briefly, in my Essex back, I got an opportunity to sit in the station. Actually, I just need to do this mention for a guy who opened up my eyes to the beauty of radio or the beauty of media. He's the first guy who gave me an opportunity. And that was Brian Mackenzie, Sabiti. Well, it's called Brian Sabiti, but everybody knows him as Mackenzie.
Okay.
That guy gave me that platform.
Where is he currently?
He's doing PR work. I know that he's doing PR work here in Kampala, so I'm not sure if he's still back. If he's back on radio, I'm not very sure.
So do you still have a connection with him?
Not really. People get busy.
Okay.
People get busy, so no. But I always have to give props to him because he's the person who opened my eyes to this industry and gave me the first encouragement to go for what I love. And that's it. So fast forward to Spirit FM. Spirit FM moved from the campus to Namirembe. Now still at campus. So it made it even worse.
Yes.
I had to leave Mukono
to
go to Namirembe to do a program.
How do you do it transport-wise?
I don't even know, because even still, I was not being paid. So I used to use my pocket money to move from Mukono.
Wait, did your parents know about this opportunity?
They did.
Okay.
They did. Bambi, it was bittersweet for them because they knew that it's now tampering with my school. The grades were not the best at the time. When I got my first retake, my dad was like, no, you need to stop. My parents actually both were like, I think you need to stop. Are they paying you? I was like, no. Then why are you doing this in the first place? I said, I need to do it. So I continued doing it. Until I scooped a job at UBC, still at campus.
That was which year?
2009.
2009. That means you worked at Spirit FM for 1 year, and you came to UBC.
To UBC.
So how did you come to UBC?
How did I come to UBC? You really want me to tell you that story?
Because someone getting a job at
Yes.
UBC when
Yes.
you're still a student.
Yes.
Really, it is not easy.
There was a calling. You know, in radio, people have connections. Like there's like a bit of a network.
Yes.
I worked with Irish. Well, it's called Daniel Kanyerezi. While at Spirit. So somehow he told me, you know, he's like, you're really good. He's like, I've had, and he was already in the work field. So he's like, you need to try out at UBC. They're calling for radio presenters at a station called Magic.
Yes.
Please, but I'm like, I haven't finished school. I'm still in campus. Will they really give me? He's like, try your luck. That's also another guy. Those two guys, Brian Sabiti Mackenzie and Daniel Kanyerezi. Those two.
They have played a
Those
role.
people have played a role in the person that I am today. So much. So he gives me that call and he's like, go and try it out. So which I did. I said, okay. I came to UBC, and at that time, I think Mr. Innocent Musinguzi was the station's manager at the time.
Hey, that gentleman has overstayed at UBC.
Yeah.
After all, he's still serving.
He is still serving.
Yes.
So he's like, okay. And, you know, since we're from the same district, he's like, okay, let's see what you have. Gave him my voice demo. I did my dry run. I said, okay. Write a letter. Wrote, came, did the interview. And just like that, I got a job at UBC.
Because for me, I was looking at your father being a high-positioned man. I thought all these jobs, he would intervene.
No.
So all the jobs you got at campus were through your own connections.
Yes. All
That's
the jobs.
amazing.
Besides, my dad wasn't really like a person who was very interested in my profession. My mom encouraged me. She's like, yeah, you go. And then she was, you know, my mom was quite funny. She's still funny even up to now. She had her businesses, but you know, she had an aspiration to sing. I want to be a gospel artist. She's like, so she pushed me to do it because she knew I would play her music when I got there. So yeah, my mom was more supportive of it than my dad. But right now, both of them are very supportive with what I do right now.
So you get a job at UBC 2009, when you have already gotten your first retake.
Yes.
Yes.
I had I had not only one retake. I think I had 3 retakes. Yes.
Out of how many course units?
I think, were they like 12? Like in the 3 years. The 3 years that I was supposed to. Or more, probably. Yeah. But I got 3 retakes through.
Okay.
From my second year.
So you come to UBC now, amidst the retakes you have?
I still have school. I have my retakes. And now I have work.
Now here at UBC, were they paying?
Yes, they were paying me. And with that, when my father realized that they're paying me, he was the happiest man. He said, I am proud of you because you pushed yourself to where you've reached right now. So, I mean, now I said, now that you're an adult, you can now start paying some of your bills. So I used to. So somehow while at campus, I started paying my hostel fee.
Okay.
I started paying my hostel fee, and my dad didn't have to worry about giving me pocket money anymore.
So at least now he was sure you can't sleep hungry.
Exactly, he was sure I can't sleep hungry. Of course, I would also help my siblings, like give them pocket money. And now my dad had to just concentrate on fees and the other siblings.
Oh.
So, yeah.
So meaning the job was facilitating your food and hostel fee?
Yes, and transport, obviously, because I was still coming from Mokona.
How was the demand of the job at UBC?
At the time?
When you had just started?
It wasn't so, okay, I just also want to say thank Mr. Innocent for giving me that platform to, you know, come and pursue my dreams, but also being a very understanding man.
I think that gentleman needs a credit.
He does.
Up to now, he's a
does.
very understanding man.
Very
He has given many of us a platform. Yes.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Yes. For that man, I also give credit.
For sure.
Yes.
So he knew that I was a student in university, and he never told the administration.
Yes.
At that time. So he would just tell me, Lauryn, go and read, but I need you here at 4, because my program used to run from 4 to 7.
Okay.
I need you here at 4. Actually asked me, which program do you think would be? And I told him 4 o'clock. So that it gave me the whole day to do my schoolwork.
Okay.
And then in the evening, I come and do my work.
Okay.
And the mere fact that there was internet, I was like, this is the best. So after work, I would go and try to do my coursework before I went back to Mukono.
Okay.
Yes.
So every day you could come here and go back to Mukono?
Monday to Friday.
Were you not worried about the night transportation, moving at night?
Oh, night transportation was very fine. Besides, even some days when I was working, there would be those campus night here, campus night, and I would be in Kampala. From work.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So how do you fare with the academics amidst the new job you had gotten, which is paying? Of course, now when they start paying you, they demand.
Yes, that's true. I'll be honest. I didn't really pay so much attention. I wasn't present in class because I knew I already had a job, you know, and that kind of made me boast a bit in class. And
so
kind
meaning
of
those boys now were not having
they were not
even
my
any
level
chance.
anymore. Yes. So I got a lot of envy from my classmates because I was already working, and well, for them, they're, you know, the rest. So I got a couple of people who would be like, oh, that one, she thinks she's so good, or she's so big. You know, she even has, and they would really talk really bad about me, like she even has retakes. And even when they graduated, you should know how I felt so bad.
Definitely, I know when you don't graduate with your course
people,
mates,
yes.
it is always a hard moment.
I felt so bad.
And your parents, how did they respond to hear that your classmates have graduated but you didn't?
Not well. You know, my dad was like, well, it's you who chose to to go down that road. Okay. My mom was like, Lauryn, you will graduate, you know, it's never too late. Because by the way, my mom had us at a very young age. And she actually graduated when I think I was in senior something. So she was like, it's never too late. You will graduate. Just do what you're supposed to do.
So at least she was supportive,
very supportive.
Advice-wise.
Yes, very supportive.
So there are retakes that pushed you for more 2 years because you did your retakes and graduated in 2012 when you were supposed to graduate in 2010. What did you get other retakes along the way, or you concentrated on doing the retakes you had then they were getting done in 2012?
When my course members graduated in 2010, that's when I decided, okay, now I can go back to school because I knew none of them will be in school at the time. That's why I took off 2011 and 2012 to complete the retakes that I had.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I knew that, my classmates won't be there. They won't be laughing at me or anything. So I knew that.
But now I think you had even gained some good experience at the workplace.
Yes.
So now you are actually very loaded and well connected.
Well, yeah, you could say that for sure.
Okay. Now, from graduation 2012, how did you transition from being a student now to being a real working class woman? Because now you are sure you have finished school.
Well, I mean, for me it was quite easy. I'd already started that, you know, independence kind of life while I was still in school. So just having the shoulders off when it comes to education. I knew, no books for reading, no courseworks to do, no lectures to attend. So for me, it was like freedom.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt like a load had been off my shoulders. So it was a bit...
So now we are going to concentrate on your personal necessities
and
maybe how to improve on your workplace.
Yes.
Okay, so you finish, you graduate. Did you make a graduation party in 2012? Oh,
Yes, I did. Now, here's the story. As I was in the workforce and trying to finish school, I got into a relationship.
yes.
Yeah, with
That is
the
the part I needed most.
I got into a relationship with a gentleman who, I felt this guy is now my level.
Yes.
This is mature.
You picked him from UBC.
No, no. I was actually connected through a friend of mine, and we hit it off. I was trying to see how I can finish school because my dad said, well, you see, me, I've done my part. You were supposed to graduate in 2010, you didn't. So now it's for you to continue, because since you're working anyway, you can.
So you are the one who paid for yourself the retake fees.
I didn't. This man paid for me my retake.
Now you got a helper.
I got a blesser. So this blesser also turned out to be the father of my children. Yes.
He's the current father of your children.
He's the father of my children right now. Yes. So he encouraged me to
By
go
names
back.
of, if you don't mind, we are going too private.
You will go and Google him.
Okay. All right.
Yes. So I don't know what to give a name. So he really encouraged me to go back to school.
Yes.
Because you need that paper.
Yes.
You need that degree, right?
Yes, it is very important.
Yeah, it's very important. So he said, yeah, sure, I'm going to, I'm going to help you pay for the retakes. And he did. And so I did the retakes. I did the retakes.
So then
finished.
Graduation.
Yeah, and graduated.
I want to see that process of preparing a graduation party. You are graduate.
He did all the preparations, I'll be honest, because also at the time I was also a new mother.
Okay.
Yes.
So by the
I had
time
my
you
first
graduated, already you were having.
I was a mother.
I think he took you speed.
Yes, he did.
So he was
Payback.
targeting
Thank
that.
you for paying. Yeah. So I was a mom, and so I graduated with my daughter, Barbie, my beautiful daughter.
Oh, so did your parents come to know about the relationship?
They did, but they were not really happy about it because of religious beliefs. That's a whole story for another day.
Yes.
And every parent wants the best for their children. I totally understand that. And they were not really for the relationship at the time. But then, a young girl, I think I was about maybe 23, I think at the time, I think.
Yes.
I was like, I'm an adult. I'm not going to stay here anymore. So I moved out of my dad's house to go and stay with my partner at the time. And that's how, of course, I did my retakes and also had my first daughter. But the preparations for the graduation were it was a good party, my dear. All my friends, up to now, they're like, Lauryn's grad. Hey!
And of course, now you're having a man and you are still improving periods.
Yes. So, yeah, he threw me a party at Fairway Hotel. Yes.
Just when you talk about that hotel, I just keep quiet.
And that was in 2012. Yeah, so it was a very good party. And it was good. it was more like a party, thank you for studying, for finally finishing school, and also thank you for giving me my first child. It was both of us.
So, who attended the graduation party? The
of course,
parents?
my siblings. My dad wasn't really happy about the relationship, so he didn't attend. But my mom was there with her sister. My siblings were there. His family was there. My friends were there. Some of my workmates were also there. Yeah. So,
how did you feel about your father not attending the graduation party? Yet you knew he did.
I felt really bad because even on my actual graduation party, he didn't. You give cards for parents.
Yes.
My parent didn't attend.
Did you plead with him?
I did. And by the way, just so you know, he actually apologized after. I think he realized later that it didn't sit well with me, that you should be, no matter what, because even when I got pregnant at the time, he didn't talk to me. Even when I had my child, he didn't talk to me at the time. But you know, with after
time,
some time,
yes,
he could, I know it was out of disappointment.
Yes.
You know, every parent wants their child to go the right way. Finish
Yes.
school, get somebody, get married.
Those
The perfect, you know,
yes.
officially.
Yeah.
But for me, it was, you know, I'm an adult, I can make my own decisions.
But I want to get the chemistry, how you trusted that man to reach an extent of defying your father, who
Yes.
you had obeyed for some good time, and you had promised him good life.
He took care of me.
So I think some of us
took care
should
of
start
me.
also taking excellent
took
care
care
for
of
some
me.
people's daughter.
Yes, absolutely. He really took care of me. He knew, of course, I was a young girl, and he didn't want me to fall prey of funny men taking advantage of me. So he usually gave me what I needed. He gave me what? He gave me fees. He gave me pocket money to top up on my salary. He bought me a car.
So you mean when you were at the university doing your tricks, you were having a car?
Yes, I was driving to school.
You are not an everyday woman.
Yes, so he really took care
So
of me.
were
at
you
that
not
time.
worried that time will reach, maybe for some reasons, and you guys have issues before you settle officially?
No, he was a businessman, so he was not really like always within. He was very busy. He was a very
Okay.
busy person. So he didn't really have, I mean, as long as I was home, I had food, I had everything, and I was young. You know, when a young lady has everything, they settle.
They settle.
So I settled.
Okay, after your graduation, now you are a mother, but you have not yet, your man, by then he had not yet introduced officially.
Yeah.
Did you think about that?
I did. He actually did. But of course, my dad was so headstrong.
Was still disappointed.
He was not having it. Even when they tried to come home, he was not really having it. So
But he was present.
Yes, he eventually became present in my daughter's life.
Okay.
Eventually. But that was like after some long time.
Okay.
Yeah. So we continued with our relationship. We moved on. First we moved on. Said, okay, Daddy, first the way.
So you didn't do
But my
introduction
mom
party?
was, no, we didn't. My mom was supportive, very supportive. She was like, Lauryn, no, you've started a family, you go. She would check on me.
Okay.
She would come visit me. Yeah, my mom was, now that time, that's where my mom was, very present in my life.
Okay.
Very, very present in my life, yeah.
All right. Now you begin a family after graduation. You have not yet introduced formally. That means we cannot wed.
Yes.
I want to understand the religion of your man. He was subscribing to which religion?
He's a Catholic.
A Catholic. So it's one of the reasons actually your dad was not happy with him.
Well, that's the reason that he gave me. That's the reason that he gave me
Progressing
at that
on
time.
progressing on your work here at UBC, because you got a work at in 2009. How was it moving? Even after being pregnant, did they still contain you?
Oh yeah, they did. They did, very much so. Because even besides the kind of work that I was doing at the time was radio. So it wasn't like visual to see like the person who is working.
Okay.
So it didn't really like hinder my work at UBC.
So you have your firstborn in 2012.
Yes.
So how many kids do you have so
I have
far?
two daughters, two beautiful daughters.
I think they emulate the beauty of the mother.
They
I don't know
do.
the father, but the mother this time.
They
so.
do.
So when do you have your second child?
I had my second child in 2017. 2017.
2017.
Yes.
Do you plan to add on more?
I want to. I want to. I hope to.
How do you plan about this child spacing? 2012, 2017. Was it planned or it was because of certain reasons?
Just, a bit of circumstances that, happened throughout the relationship. So, That's why it was inevitable
Okay.
to have the child spacing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So now, between 2012 and 2017, did you sort out with your father to have the introduction, or up to now you have not had one?
No, nothing up to no, right now I'm single, so the applications can come through.
Oh, so that means people are there and they have been having crushes.
If you have crushes.
So at the end of the day, you are now a single mother.
Yes.
What happens in between? Because at the first you are having maximum care, you are having everything. What circumstances that bring that? Was it your fault? Was it his fault?
I don't want to point fingers, obviously, but I mean, what I can say is that you know, it's really important for anyone to know the person that they are dealing with, and see if both of you can compromise each other's
flaws.
Yes, flaws. You know, I started to become busy. He's a busy person as well. I started also to become very busy because on top of radio, I was doing TV.
Yes. When did you start doing TV?
I started doing TV in 2015.
Yes.
Then stopped for a bit. I think in 2016 actually, because now I started to bulge.
Oh.
Yeah. And for me, I wasn't comfortable doing TV while pregnant at the time. So because of all, I mean, it's just, you need to compromise each other when it comes to, I'm not going to point fingers that, oh, I was the issue or he was the issue.
Oh, okay.
But it was a mutual agreement that, yeah, I think it's you know, better that everybody.
So you mutually agreed that let us first stop it.
Yes.
So you hope for the best. Do you hope that anytime back you are resuming, or?
That ship sailed. That ship sailed. It's been 5 years now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been 5 years.
Okay. Now focusing back on your profession.
Yes.
After campus already you have some good experience in your profession. How do you find the profession, the challenges, the achievements you have made? What are the main challenges you have found in journalism?
In journalism, or in like the workforce workplace that I've been?
Actually, I think both, because where you are working, you have spent some good time,
Yes, I have.
and journalism as a profession.
Yes. Okay, so in journalism, I want people to realize that journalism is actually their calling, because I see so many of my friends actually, I find we did journalism together, but it's not what they're doing.
Okay.
And even the professions that they're doing right now, it's not what they're doing currently.
Yes.
You know. Another thing about journalism is that, you know, we are too many. We are very many people. And you know, back in the day,
yes,
those were some of the courses that you needed to do. I don't know how it is right now though, like which are the it courses to do. But then if you're not doing mass comm, you are nothing. If you're not doing law, you are nothing. If you're not doing, you know, there were those courses that
you see, journalism could expose you to public very fast.
Yes, true.
Yes.
So maybe the challenges in journalism is probably people not realizing that maybe journalism is not their calling, because some people just do it because of bandwagon. First we had accepted in our our secondary, we're all going to do journalism at school. I saw it from like my senior six. And I said that journalism is the course that I want to do, because I want to communicate to people, you know, because I want to get out of that shell of being always a shy person, you know. So that's why I chose journalism, and also because I knew I could do it. I had what it takes to do it. So people need to realize that, is this, you know, what I want to do, and do I have all all it takes to do journalism? Challenges in the workforce. Maybe some of the challenges that I faced while starting in the profession is, you know, sometimes when people see a new face,
yes,
they get intimidated.
Definitely.
So people don't want to help you. I didn't really get as much help
as you're supposed
as
to
I
get.
was supposed to while I was entering, into this bigger workspace.
Yes.
Compared to the other stations where there was not so much competition.
Yes.
But in this bigger workspace, I did get that, I got that bit of a challenge. So other than that, so what I usually do is whenever I'm now, after learning all that, I told myself that I'm going to be the best helper. Because this is not my job forever. There'll reach a time that I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm putting down my towel. I want to give somebody else the opportunity to also do the same.
Also
to be in my shoes.
Yes.
Practice as well.
Good professionals really, they should also rest and give others chance to enter.
So I do what I was not, is it done unto? My English is now, eh?
Yes.
So I help those who ask for help, other than, sitting down and saying, I'm not going to help this one. Why?
And that one I can prove it. I have been one of your products. I've been helped so much.
Yes.
I thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. So what are the major achievements and awards you have obtained from this profession ever since you joined?
Okay. I want to, this profession has made me move to places. It has made my voice heard. So apart from radio and TV,
yes,
I also do voice documentaries.
Yes.
I voice some of the adverts that you listen to on your radio. I can't mention all of them.
Recently I have seen an advert on TikTok for roofings.
Yes, I did. That one was in 2022.
2022. You see, roofings is one of our biggest companies in Uganda.
Yes.
So you being the ambassador, surely.
Yes. Yeah, so I feel those are some of the things that I've achieved. I've worked with amazing people. I've worked with amazing people. I've worked with UN Women. Who else? I had an opportunity to interview the late Eli Tumwine. It was so phenomenal. It was a wonderful opportunity.
I think it has increased your exposure and maybe talking to people of high regard.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I want us to look at the financial part of it. How have you found the profession financially?
Journalism is a good course as long as you position yourself and never refuse to be criticized. If somebody tells you correct the way maybe you position yourself while you're on TV, please work on it.
Yes.
Correct the way don't refuse correction, because that is something that many people say, no, but I know what I'm doing.
Yes.
I've been in this industry for God knows how long.
So you shouldn't be rigid.
So don't be rigid. So the money bit of it is very rewarding. I'll not lie to you. For me, it has really rewarded me wonderfully.
Now, as we come to our conclusion, because we are soon winding up, I think the story has been very, very, very nice. But I want you to give advice to that one person who is there wondering which profession, in his profession, one may be a lawyer, others may be journalists. How to advise them when they're new entrants in their profession?
New entrants in any kind of profession, they should be humble. Being humble doesn't cost you anything, Ivan. When you walk into a new workspace, you should be able to be humble, be open to criticism, and be able to learn, because we learn every day. Yeah. So even I learn every day. So new entrants into different workspaces, just be humble, be yourself. My goodness, that is also very important. Be yourself. And being yourself meaning don't bring your bad manners here or bring your bad manners to the workplace.
Be yourself positively.
Be yourself positively. And be willing, of course I said be willing to learn. So those are some of the key things that I can give to new entrants.
Lauryn, thank you so much for allowing to speak to us.
Thank you so much.
Yes, we have been speaking with one of the most celebrated female journalists in Uganda. One of the people who have mentored many people in journalism profession. I myself am a product of Miss Lauryn Masika Kazimoto. Thank you so much for following the discussion from the start up to the end. I am Ivan Tukundani, and this is the Ivan Show.